This animation was created in Cavalry with 0 keyframes. It's procedural, fully customizable, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. But why are we making this exact animation? The reason is that it can be created with only behaviors and a simple text shape. Let me show you how. To start off, I've added this text shape, which is going to be the base of the animation and important for what we're going to create later on. And then you can customize it however you want. You can change the font, you can align it on the vertical and the horizontal axis, as well as changing the font size. Now, for this one, we can hit enter right here to have it be on 2 lines, and you'll see there's a little much space. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce the line spacing a bit to around -35. Now, for the behaviors, they can do 2 things. First of all, they can be used as deformers to, well, deform an object. In this case, we're going to add the submesh deformer to the text shape, which is in this case going to split up the text object into individual characters, but you can also select other levels like you can see here. And with this, we can manipulate each of the letters by themselves. So to do that, we're going to right click on the position, and then we can now add the second type of behaviors, which are basically, let's just call them mathematical operations that output a value that you can then apply to a attribute. Now, there are a lot of different ways you can do this. You can use the noise as I displayed on the screen, but there's a lot of other things that we can do. For this animation, we're going to use the noise one, but if we, for example, select the frame one, you'll see that it matches the frame number. As the frame gets higher, you can also see the position moves. So there's a lot of different things to experiment with. But for this one, as I said, we're going to stick to the noise behavior here. And that's just basically going to apply a different value to each of these letters because we're using the submesh. And in here, you can see you can do a lot of different things. You can change the minimum and maximum value, and there's a lot of different things you can do to experiment. You can, while this is playing, you can also change the text, and everything is moving based on this one noise behavior. And it's quite fun to play around with. Of course, this is a very simple animation, but more than sufficient for the beginner. Now, for the next step, we could add something more than just the position. So let's go into the submesh and right click on the rotation, and let's add a new noise behavior to this one. The reason we're not using the same one is because this allows for more customization. Now, we can also do this with the color. So let's go into the fill and let's hit replace fill for the submesh, and let's right click on that and do the exact same thing, but we need to adjust some things for this noise behavior that we're going to use here. And once we've added it, we'll see that everything is sort of not having much color other than black. And you can see the reason is that the values are only really ranging from 0 to 10. Now, to fix that, we can go into the noise behavior, and you can see that the maximum and minimum value needs to be changed up to something like 250 and 100, but you'll see the colors are a little pale. Now, for some reason, I've found that a color of minimum 250 and a -100 on the maximum works well, but it doesn't really matter, just that it looks good. And now you'll see that it changes colors dynamically for each letter, and you can change the text shape here and it will update live while we're playing the animation. Now, you can of course add as many details as you want, so let's go ahead and add one more by replacing the stroke on the submesh here. And right now they all just have a 4 width stroke, but let's go ahead and change that width based on a behavior, and let's just use the noise again to keep it coherent throughout the animation. And now you'll see that they all sort of pulse back between a wide stroke and basically no stroke. Now, while this is cool, we can change the stroke even more by selecting this trim and enabling it. And then we can move the start here back and forth, and you'll see that it has this quite cool effect. So we can do the same thing by adding a behavior to this one. So select noise for this one, And once you've done that, you'll see that we have the final animation. And the power of this type of animation is that you can change every single behavior and you can modify the string to be whatever you want. And it just plays real time and it's really easy to change. So if you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and you can also buy me a coffee in the link below.